Well, hello everyone. My name is Chrissy Smith. This is my first video, and I'm going to start from this point on doing videos to pass the message on about religion. Not just Christianity, but there'll be a lot of Christianity because that's where I came from. I came from the church, but right now I call myself a recovering Christian. Because after researching, after I was led to go deeper, dive deeper into what we've been taught all these years. The first person that I ran across in my studies was concerning hell. And Bishop Carlton Pearson was preaching a no hell message. And I'm like, no hell? Well, of course I had to, at this point, go to my colleagues, other ministers and missionaries in the Christian community, and brought up the fact that Bishop Pearson was teaching this no hell message. Of course, their response to me was, that's heresy, he's a heretic, he's crazy. I said, well, you know, now at this point, he's lost his ministry, and now the people that are following him are like prostitutes, people that are gay, homosexuals. And they said, see, of course they follow him. I mean, what they were saying to me, what I've been taught, it made sense at that time. Later on in my studies, because I'm at that present time at Mid-America Christian University, studying religion, when I finished my studies and received my degree, I became a chapel speaker for the women's shelter. Well, you know, you're always researching, especially I have young people trying to find a new method to bring messages and revamping, you know, old messages. And I did one on hell because I get a lot of questions about hell in my ministry. So as I start diving deeply into the message about hell, studies rather, I discovered that Carlton Pearson's book, The Gospel of Inclusion. Well, I bought it Audible off of Amazon and started listening to it, and it started to gel with my spirit. It made more sense than anything I had been taught in the church. So, right now, this isn't about my journey per se. It's more about what's going on with Bishop Pearson right now. Bishop Pearson is my spiritual hero, because if it wasn't for his teachings about no hell, I wouldn't have never gotten where I am spiritually today. At peace, I'm all cool now. Okay, you got me? Okay, because I was all wrapped up in the sins and what the church said about gays, and it was abomination and on. And so after I discovered there was no hell, I went further. I went deeper. I started studying. He became my mentor unofficially, because he doesn't even know me outside of, he sees me on his Facebook teachings, you know, where your face comes up and you can leave a comment. But Bishop Pearson is my spiritual hero. Because if it wasn't for him spreading this message about no hell, I would have never found out about all the inaccuracies I have found and contradictions in the Bible. I would have never examined God the way I have now. So, Bishop Pearson was the most courageous man I have ever known. For him being in the ministry as deep as he was. So if you go and look at his background, he just wasn't a fly-by-night preacher. Okay, he became a bishop. He was in the church. He was in the Kojic denomination, just like I came up in the Kojic denomination. But it took a lot of courage for this man to come in front of the church and his peers and spread this message. And he didn't back down, knowing what was going to probably be a very hard time for him, because you know church people can be real, Christians, we can be really nasty. And he was reprimanded. He lost so much. That took courage. Knowing what probably was going to be behind him, and I don't think he thought in the beginning that it would get to the point that he would lose his ministry. But he did, and he still didn't change. After everyone asked him, just change your ministry. We'll give you money again. You can have your home and your church. He didn't. And there are many preachers, popes, ministers that actually know the truth. Some in our culture will not admit it because they know, and I've heard this said, Bishop heard some of his, because he's bigger than me, so I just know, a small amount of ministers that's in my circle. He said that many said to him they could not spread that message, because if they did, if they said there was no hell on Sunday, on Monday they wouldn't have a position. They wouldn't receive a check. A lot of them have been in the ministry for many years, 30 years. What would they do without the ministry and what has been a part of their life so many times? So for so many years. So I'm responding to, the reason I'm posting this video, because I'm responding to some of the other videos that I have seen people post about Bishop. So if you don't know what's going on with Bishop Pearson right now, I'm going to let you know. He, 20 years ago, I believe, he was diagnosed with cancer. Now, because his humble heart, which a lot of Christians don't have a humble heart, he asked God, if I'm spreading the message that will lead people to hell, that's, I guess, a heresy, then take my life. Well, he went into remission. 20 years. He spread the message. He's taught us about elevating our consciousness, because we don't. We have taken religion at face value. If they say the Bible is the truth, it's inerrant, it's all of those things that we've been told. I'm sorry, guys, it's not really true. There's truth in the Bible. It is. There's good wisdom, knowledge you got, but some of those stories are fabricated. They're from ancient. And you can say, here's another woman in the ministry talking crazy. You can say it if you want to, but I know who I am, and I am so well connected spiritually now because of Bishop Pearson. Because Bishop was saying things, he would leave these little tidbits like, God seems that he needs some anger management. And so then I started examining, why would he say God has anger issues rather? Well, if you look in the Old Testament, you saw that he told, I think, the Canaanites to be destroyed. Okay, so they went in and killed everyone. He said even the babies, everybody. Why would a loving God tell us to go, and the Christian community, y'all gonna come up with y'all, well, it was God's will and he knows a lot. Oh, God, that's full of baloney. But this is what I'm here to say. I'm defending my bishop. I don't want you nasty Christian mouths to lay one word, unkind word on this man. Because later on, when you actually find the truth out, you won't be able to go and apologize to this man. And if we are Christians, supposed to be true Christians, why would you say anything bad about a man that's going through transition? On top of that, some of y'all making money off of him. Because now everybody wants to see, oh, Carlton Pearson, heretic, died, cancer. The fruits of the Spirit that is in the Bible about us being kind, having kindness, goodness, patience, and all of that. Why hasn't the Christian community showed any of that towards him? I'm talking about those ones that don't believe in the hell and all that, and they talking about, they're praying for him. Oh, Bishop Pearson, Father God, straightening his mind up and all. His mind is straight. Yours is turned around backwards. You need to start studying. Not just the Bible. I want you to go outside the Bible, like Bishop Pearson led me and others. So about his 20 years, some of you are probably saying, Bishop Pearson is getting just what he deserved. He asked God to take him if his preaching and his teaching of no hell was a heresy, then this is what he did. He just got an extension on his 20 years. He got 20 years extension. That 20 years opened a lot of minds. We had to that old system of thinking that we had learned through the church, we had to put it aside, clear our minds, and really look at the full picture about salvation, about Jesus, about God. So once he started me really going in depth after the no hell, I kind of believe he knows what I know now too. But because of the way you guys have treated him, he said, I've started this. I started this and I can go on. And I don't necessarily have to tell every aspect of what I've learned, but I'm going to keep opening, raising your consciousness. Raising your consciousness. And he kept raising my consciousness till I know for a doubt what this is all about. And it wasn't about us, like the church had taught me when I was coming up, you couldn't wear pants. Gays were they were allowed to come to church, but they were not to become a member or be an active member. They couldn't be in the choir, they couldn't be choir directors, they couldn't be worship leaders, they couldn't teach Sunday school, but they could attend. Now today, if y'all ain't noticing, they're in the pulpit, gays are in the pulpit, in the choir, worship leaders, Bible, they're teaching Bible study. I didn't get the memo. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get the memo why all of a sudden the church is accepting gays. Could it possibly be because of decline in attendance in church today? Because when I grew up, some of the churches here in my hometown, you had to find a seat in some of them. And sometimes you would be standing against the wall. And now I go into these churches, which I don't really go to, but when I go into the churches, they're being held on by a small amount of people. These small. Now the mega churches, they in a whole different category. But I'm talking about the local churches, the neighborhood churches. They're closing. Guys, start researching why the church is closing today. But I'm going on. I want you guys, it's my new channel, follow me. My new channel will be Auntie, because I'm an auntie to all I have no biological children. I am Auntie Chris is going to tell it like it is. I'm going to tell the truth because it's time. And it was time for Bishop to tell. He was, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the Bible. Such a time as this. That's what he had. Such a time as this. He could have had cancer 20 years ago and it took him out. But he was spared for this time to raise the consciousness of all of us. I have went through all his videos from the beginning of his ministry to see how his journey, spiritual journey went. And seeing it from the beginning and in the middle, I'd have never thought the end would have been where it is. I wouldn't have thought, for one, he would have received all the backlash from the Christian community. Because we so sweet. Oh, gosh. I am now a recovering Christian. So I want to let y'all all know who I am. And if you want to know, after you see the evidence that he found about no hell in the Bible, and what I found about there's no biblical God and there's no biblical Jesus. And like I said, y'all can say I'm crazy and all that. But if you listen to the evidence, I'm going to present you the evidence and then you make your own decision. That's what Bishop did for me. He presented it. I looked into it. I said, oh my God, he's real. And when I found out about all the other lies they told us, from how they constructed the Bible and all, it is, y'all want to say a holy mess? Yes, it's a holy mess. And it has not allowed us to be who we supposed to be. So I want all of you Christian people that say you love Bishop Pearson, don't say anything negative in your prayers, like get his mind together, we hope, because I thought once saved, always saved, but I know Christian leaders, y'all got to answer for that. Why we ain't saved forever if you do this and all that. No, because we're going to live forever because we're energy, and energy never dies. We just transform to something else. So the Bible is correct. We do have eternal life, but not in the aspect that they said that we've got to do something for it. We got to accept Jesus Christ. And if we don't accept Jesus Christ, okay, I'm going into a teaching, but this was about Bishop Pearson. Bishop Pearson, if you see this video, I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you in the other dimension. I will carry on what you started in me. I will take it to others. I won't let your memory go to waste and what you've taught us. And I thank you all for listening. I love you, Bishop.